Welcome everyone back to Planet Coaster here on UK Theme Parks. This is our brand new island park which we are bringing you. It's a brand new series we got here on the channel because we are a little bit stuck for content, in honesty. We're a bit stuck to go out at the moment. So where we can't go out, we are bringing forward our next series of Planet Coaster, which was due at the end of April, and we started already. So make sure you check out episode 1, ring the bell, get the notifications so you know when something is happening here on UK Theme Parks. Now, those that followed the first episode, you'll have known that we've started with a new island area sort of theme park where we've split into different sections and lands, if you will, and we started with a World's Fair area. In that World's Fair area we have done some building design, and we also have an RMC which you can just see in the background here. We did say we were going to put a homage in to Ramesses Revenge, so what we're doing here is exactly that. Right underneath the turnaround for our RMC, which you can see in the background, we are putting a top spin ride which we are currently kind of tinkering with the settings. It's great that you can tinker with the settings on these attractions. You can have you know, different cycles, different lengths. It does annoy me a bit. You've got water fountains underneath and there's no option for water fountains unless I completely miss them, which is a bit of a shame, but someone might tell me otherwise. Let me know if you've seen them. But yeah, this is where this ride is going to go. This is where we wanted it to happen. And we're going to kind of take some inspiration from the original theme of Ramesses Revenge, which actually had theming down the sides and across the top. And we want to kind of mix it in with the area. Now, again, for those that followed the first episode, make sure you check it out here on the channel. What we did say is with the RMC is actually going to be under a pyramid. So the station area is going to be under a pyramid. So it's a bit more of an Egyptian sort of area. And then we're going to branch out into the back area with this. We've also already laid an Enterprise, which probably won't have too much of a theme, to be honest with you, but just a little theme, not too much of a theme. And this snake theme will kind of be a, you know, major key point of this World's Fair area which we're doing. So yeah, I mean, it's looking good. It's looking good. We're going to kind of try and select it and copy it to the other side, and it's going to go up the side of the top spin here, and then of course across the middle we're going to put some you know, kind of stationary theme in, because obviously the ride does move around as well. Yeah, we're going to enclose this one. We are going to do some rock work around the back. We're going to bring it up in line with the RMC track and then make it really enclosed down the bottom end as well. Rock work we are going to place around here. We're going to really uncover this ride. As you saw at the beginning, we could actually lower the ride even further, but it just didn't really make sense to do so because you couldn't see the rest of the platform. So we will colour the rest of the platform too, and probably have a little bit of water around here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some rock work. We want to cover most of the platform, to be honest with you, most of the front, most of the railing area, in order to kind of really you know, get the theme in. We will have this completely enclosed around the outside, as we said, around the RMC turnaround point. You'll see that when we zoom out shortly. And then we will have some scenery and you know, some sort of branches and things on the backdrop as well. And we'll probably have a Cobra head on the backdrop too, so you can see sort of you know, the ride from a distance, what it's going to be like and what it's about. As we progress with this, it's worth noting again, we don't have a name for this ride. So yeah, names in the comments. What do you think? We've got the RMC to name, we've got this to name as well. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this one for you to get involved. But what can we call this? What can we call it without being too obvious? In paying complete nutter homage to Ramesses Revenge. But yeah, we want to get this in. This will be the premium flat ride of this World's Fair area. The Cobra head on the back as well. We're going to put some fire effects in. Maybe we might put some smoke around, not really sure yet. And they will sync with the rides and attractions around. So yeah, you know, we're going to put some effort into the flat ride. We don't normally put a lot of effort into the flat rides, to be honest with you. We don't usually put them into the ground. There's not a lot of rock work and things. So, you know, we really want to make, you know, make a difference with this park. And we've got a few things planned for this park already. We are going to move onto a haunted section once we've done this, but there is a lot of work to do on this area over the next couple of episodes. And of course we do need another ride as well, another roller coaster to go over the other side next to the RMC. There's a massive open space, and I think a little sort of roller coaster would be a fantastic addition there. But there's the fire effects you can see now that we're putting in. Make sure we straighten everything up and get it all ready to roll. Bushes and vines and things are quite easy to put in after this. Obviously entrance and exits will just link up to the main path. And yeah, some lighting at night. So what we're going to do with the lighting is we're going to keep it quite subtle. So we'll probably keep permanent lighting on you know, as a slightly darker colour rather than the bright whites that you normally get, and that includes around the Cobra area as well. Looking good, looking good. Really happy with the way this is turning out so far. And as we connect this path, we did say to you, we really want to do some of the lighting as we go, because we always forget the lighting, always forget the lighting when we do these theme parks, and then we go around afterwards and we connect the lighting, it just doesn't look right. If we can get some of the lighting in as we go, it would be absolutely perfect. Now then, we want to get this ride tested. We want to get a few more scenery items, trees and things around the outside, probably stick some water in the bottom as well. Although it won't be completely finished because we'll bring the area together all as one towards the end. I'm really pleased with the way it's looking, really pleased with the way it's looking. We've got lovely snakes going up the sides. We've got the one on the back as well, which will spurt fire out. We've got a lovely cycle going on the top spin. We've got the paths coming out as well. We can get all that enclosed. And yeah, it's going to look really good. And with that done there, it's time to move on to the building for the RMC. You know, we've built this quite close to the path, in fairness. So, you know, we're going to use mostly kind of the look we've started on the other side where we've done the shops and things as well, and we'll bring this in line with that area. Kind of a two-tone color as we go round. This will have its own little station area, and then we're going to build the pyramid on top of it. Now, the inside bit which you're going to see us do shortly isn't, or kind of the roof of the inside bit isn't going to be as ordinary as what it would normally be for a station roof. We're going to have a very slanted one, then we're going to have some beams across before kind of going for the pyramid. I'm not entirely sure how well, you know, the pyramids, every time I've built pyramids, they've looked absolutely awful, but we are going to give it a bash and kind of gauge exactly what we can do. So what we're going to do, so we know where the pyramid goes, is we're going to put the roof over the top bit here, and then we're going to kit it out with wood underneath, so it's kind of held up with beams from the station view, and this is kind of the view you'll see once you're on the ride as well. And the beams are brilliant. The beams are brilliant to use in all kinds of areas, to be fair. They're not just, you know, great to use in this scenario. They're great to use all over the park. They really do add a little bit of extra and a little bit of detail to any of the buildings. And although you probably won't see this one as much, especially once we've got the pyramid on top, it's really important to me that we just try and make as much detail as we possibly can. And of course, the building on the inside as well, you will be able to see from inside the ride once you're on it. So again, you know, when we're making exits and entrances here, we want to make sure everything is closed off. We're going to put a fair amount of rock work around this ride, around the back area of the ride where you can see water. At the moment, we're just going to use the terrain tool. As we've said in the previous episode, the more scenery items you put in, the slower the park gets, and the terrain tool in this is absolutely amazing. When I look back to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, the terrain tool was awful, absolutely awful. You know, you couldn't really make it look like rock work. It was sort of up or down, where on this one, you know, with colours and kind of textures and shapes and, you know, rough-ons and things, you can make it look really good and then coincide it with the rocks which the game has in. I really wish they'd transfer some of the Planet Zoo stuff over, because some of the Planet Zoo rocks are really fantastic. Now then, we're going to leave you with some music for the time being while we build this pyramid. Be sure to stay with us, let us know about the pyramid once we're done. We'll be back in just a few minutes. has a fair amount of chunk of the pyramid built. Certainly not all of it by any means, but it's a fair chunk built. Now obviously we don't want to build the whole lot and then realise we want to put some bits inside. Since we've got quite a big building going in, and the pyramids are typically hollow, there's no reason to fill them in with anything. We are going to put shops inside of here. Shops and stalls and food and places like that. Obviously we will put a information centre in here. We are going to have fast track on some of these rides. You know, I don't expect in sandbox mode on this to be earning any money. We are really kind of going kind of quite gun-ho on you know, scenery and effects and things, so I'll be very surprised if we earn any money from this, but we do want to make sure that the options are there for guest satisfaction, as it all seems to count. Now we've got some fence work we're going to put inside as well. As we said, we're not forgetting about the inside of the pyramid area. We want to get it right in. We're going to copy the building across and we're going to have some different bits over the other side. So yeah, we've got quite a lot we want to be doing in here, and obviously we're going to have to build this just right so we can enclose the pyramid very, very shortly. Once we've got everything in here, this will be sort of toilets and you know, the information and bits like that which we want to get in. And it'll be a nice place to come as well. It'll be kind of a nice under shelter area where people can go in. We'll put some benches in here and it'll be, you know, a lovely area for people to come in and just chill out and relax. They'll hear an RMC roaring above the pyramid above them, and of course when they go out the other side they're going to bump into our top spin ride, which quite honestly you might not be able to see, and we probably will make it so you can't see that from the other side of this pyramid. So it's going to be a real shock for people as they go through, and even if they can see it there through the trees, they're only going to see sort of the top of it flipping over. So yeah, you know, we're really, really excited about this, and as you can see the lights have gone in as well, so we want to make sure that the lights were all right before we continue work on the station building. To get the queue line in is quite important. The queue will definitely be outside the pyramid. The fast track will be space which we just left there, so we'll make sure that there's fast track entrance, and we will have a little bit more of a spectacular entrance to this rather than a sort of plain boring just walk in. We will put a little bit of effort into this one, you'll be pleased to hear. Fences will continue, like any good Merlin park, fences will continue, and you're going to see a lot of them during this Planet Coaster series. We won't show you all of them, but we will certainly make sure you get to capture the detail. And with fences now done and completed around that area, we are going to finish and enclose this pyramid. So as you can see there, we are copy and pasting sort of what we've already done, because we know it kind of fits. It does find out actually after this it doesn't fit as well as what we sort of hoped it would fit. However, a couple of small adjustments is all that's needed in order to fit it in. And I think it's probably fair to say as well, you know, it's quite frustrating that these pieces don't snap into place. I remember they did snap into place on the old Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 for a very similar build. But I guess, you know, when you look at it and you look at authenticity of sort of building something like this, you know, the pyramids out in Egypt certainly aren't perfect by any means. I don't even think they were back in the day before they've had thousands of years of wear and tear. So it doesn't have to look absolutely, you know, spot on and symmetrical and everything. It's going to have a little bit of roughness to it. And of course, where we've built the station as well, as you can see, we are going to have to make a few adjustments on top of the station and kind of build that in with just concrete as part of it. So you can see here is kind of a unique design. It's literally like, you know, the pyramid's gone in and it's sort of, you know, we've built the RMC around the pyramid rather than the pyramid around the RMC, particularly with the station building and everything inside. So really coming along nicely, really, really happy with this. The rest of this episode now, we are going to finish off the pyramid area, because the pyramid is quite important part of the structure around here, and it's going to be one of the key things you see when you walk into this particular island. We're also going to finish off the pathing, and we want to make sure the entrance goes in as well. So let us know, how are you feeling about this new ride that we've put in? We've put in the new top spin in this episode, and we're also theming the RMC. Is this what you expected? Is there anything else we could have done? Or indeed, is there anything else we can go back and do? With the water going in at the top spin area, we are going to have some rock work down here and kind of covering the sides of the pyramids. You know, we want a rough look, but we do want a fairly detailed look at the same time. You know, the RMC, I'm so happy with the RMC. I know it's not the 200-300 foot beast which most people would want to put in their parks, but they're just not all like that. You know, it's nice to have one that produces a second or two airtime. And it's nice to have one that we can theme. It's very hard to theme tall buildings, very hard, and you're going to see that as well when we start on our haunted section. We are slightly ahead on this one. Yeah, it's really hard to theme those kind of buildings. That said, this one has come along really nicely. So yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the area so far, the rising attractions that we've put in our Islands theme park? And of course, any ideas, any names you've got, leave them in the comments below. Thank you for joining us on this episode here on UK Theme Parks. We will be back next time and we will be continuing work with this brand new area. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.